Hey guys, welcome back to RHR Jen. I'm so glad you're here. Guys, I have such a good show for you today. We're taking a look at the best and worst of social media. People had such an interesting conversation about the upcoming episodes of With Love Meghan and what they think might be going on there. And you'll see some images that will break your brain. Anyway, guys, again, if you're new here, I'm Jen. Welcome, honk honk. Make sure you're subscribed, hit the thumbs up, and leave me comments, as all of those helps YouTube to recommend my videos, and I really appreciate it. Now let's jump right on in. I do want to remind everyone I have my second channel. It's called Goose Adventure, and what I'm doing over there is detailing how I lost 140 pounds drug-free and surgery-free. And I'm talking about more than just weight loss. I am talking weight loss, but I'm talking about what I eat, how I worked out, what I'm doing. I'm still working on myself, how I'm transforming. So if you're interested in any of those topics, come join us at Goose Adventures. And I'm excited to share that group with you because it really is a fun group. They're wonderful. But here's some before and afters, because I can tell you all day long I lost 140. Ooh, hello. 140 pounds, but I think it's more impactful to show you. So there's my before and my after, and then I have one more for you, and my before and my after. Anyway, so if you're interested in any of that stuff, you can find me at Goose Adventures talking about that. But here today, I'm talking about Meghan. That's right. So at the time of this recording, she's still quiet on her main Instagram, but her as ever continues to post absolutely bat blank videos that I keep talking about because something weird is going on. I feel like they're getting more and more desperate. So I am talking about that. But today I have pulled such fun ones for you and I can't wait to go over them. So let's jump in and look. Starting with Think Beautiful. Now, let me tell you, I love Think Beautiful. Think Beautiful has been a guest right here on the show. That's right. She's lovely and kind, and you can find my sit down with her right here on the channel. So check that out. But Think Beautiful posted this season 2 With Love Meghan. And may I correct this and say that's Meghan pushing the season 2 thing. It's not a season 2. It's an would it be an addendum? It would be extra footage from season 1, if you're asking me. Season 2 With Love Meghan is going to be wild. These are bits that weren't good enough to make season 1. When I thought about it like that, and that's such a good point, Think Beautiful. When I started thinking about it like that, I was like, holy Lord. That's such a good point, because season 1 was a train wreck. I went ahead and broke it down every episode right here on the channel. You can find them. But it was so bad and so boring and so pants hiked up to the neck and no substance. And Meghan's just chopping and pulling her pants up and dancing. Like, that's all we got. It just wasn't anything. So what will season 2, if you believe, what will the extra footage be? What could possibly be worse than moving pretzels from one bag to another? I just thought this was such a fun question and the responses are great. So let's read some of those, but I'm asking you that question right here in my comments. What could be worse? What is the next part of, I wouldn't even say season 2. What's the next part going to bring us? Go ahead and put your predictions in the comments down below and I'll read them because I love reading your comments. The snarkier, the better. Let them rip. Tell me what we're in store for season 2. I can't wait to see your predictions. And you know what's funny? It's sometimes when we guess crazy things, that's what ends up being the case. We'll see. Okay, starting with Arwen that says, you tell me. Oh, an image of Chrissy Teigen. Guys, I forgot. She is teased to be in the next part of this thing. Goodness gracious. Imagine when you are trying to hide, talking about Meghan and Harry, from any kind of bull-related accusations, and then you bring on Chrissy Teigen, who has a history of the exact same thing. Really. Think Beautiful said, well, there's that. All right. And then Charles' voicemail says, moving them, talking about the pretzels, from bag 2 to bag 3. Is that what we're going to be in store for? Oh my God. Okay, let's go ahead and predict this too. What dated trend is going to be in season 2. I keep saying season 2, part 2. What dated trends? I have something stuck in my teeth. That's why I keep doing that. What dated trend are we going to see? Let me know. I'm trying to think. I was going to make a joke about potpourri, but she pretty much already does that with the flower sprinkles. What was an 80s trend? Let's see. Or what's something that's been she'll bring in a bounce house and claim that she invented it. I mean, it'll be something like that because she tried to do that with the balloon arch, right? So it'll be something like that. And I'm sorry, but if you're a Brooklyn Nine-Nine fan, like I am, you know you don't mess with Captain Holt and the balloon arch because he loved a balloon arch, and I love Captain Holt. Aw, rest in peace, Andre. All right. The next one says putting them back in the original packaging. She lives dangerously. Maybe. Hallie said, hallelujah, says, OMG, I dread to bloody think how mind-numbingly boring she will be this time. Blow-torching the hard skin on my heels will be more exciting than an episode of Arse ever. I would rather watch this lady blowtorch the hard skin on her heels versus that. Okay. In beige and wrinkled, right? Beige wrinkles, no less. Absolutely. Pants, I have to say, again, pulled up to the neck. I cannot make sense. I keep saying this, but I cannot make sense out of the things that she wore. It was all beige and it was pulled up so high. It just doesn't make any sense and it doesn't look good on anybody. I am so not a body shamer. Believe me, I've been through some stuff with body. I get it. But you can find something that fits you and it's not the stuff she wears. I can't make sense. Again, I gotta quit saying that. I'm gonna make a drinking game out of every time I say I can't make sense out of that, but I can't. She's not the least bit likable. What gave that away? You keep calling me that. You know it's Sussex now. It wasn't even like a giggle. It's just like this condescending, crappy remark. So off-putting. All right. Season 2 of With Love, Meghan. How to peel a banana. Oh, yes. See, she likes to create problems that don't exist and then solutions that we don't need. That was her thing throughout season 1. So, let's see. I'm trying to think of a problem. Well, I mean, eating a banana is too hard. Remember on Friends, Joey had trouble opening the milk. So they had something you jab in there because it was too flinging hard. That was a line off of Friends. So yeah, it'll be something like that. It's like, we don't need that. That's not a thing. It doesn't make sense. Yep, eating bananas is hard. But I will say they dressed her nicer here than she did the whole show. This sweater at least fits and has a little color to it. All right. This was so gross. I cannot even play the GIF because it's so gross. I won't do it because it hurts my tummy. But it's a GIF of somebody who drilled a hole in a hot dog, poured ketchup into milk, stirred it with the hot dog, and then drank through the hot dog. Even saying it hurts my tummy. Oh, don't make me watch that again. This is somebody about to drink milk and ketchup through a hot dog. But it's still more innovative than anything I saw on that show. Anything. There was nothing new on that show. I haven't seen this before. At least I have a reaction to it, not, you know what I mean? Like, at least it's thought-provoking where I say, why would anybody do that? Pretzels with flour sprinkles in a keepsake box. That's right. Remember, that was the thing when people, sorry, hang on. When people brought up the cost of the jam, the spread, she said, basically, well, it's a keepsake box. You can use it as a time capsule. Who is doing that? Nobody's doing that. Nobody. I can just imagine all the boxes around their house. Oh God. Anyway, Bella Moore says, what could be worse? Hold on. Moving bum wine from one bottle to another. So I guess the implication is that, yeah, some crap wine into her bottle, and there you go. All right. Wouldn't give her the views, but will we'll be there for the laughs and the cringe fest in the comments. Will they be left on? I hope so, because that was fun before. Remember, I put a comment in there, and now I can't remember what it was, but whatever it was, ended up being higher reactions to it than I can't even remember what it was. It was so silly. It was like I got more reactions to that than I forget. Maybe one of the episodes of her show. Something really funny like that. I was like, what? And I just put something silly about can't wait to see boring beige. And so I can't remember what I put, but whatever it was, it got a big reaction. It was pretty funny. But anyway. All right. Her hair all over the food. Why would you say that? Why would you say that she did that? Just because she carried the food like that was so gross. Carried the food like this, right? Well, here you go. And we're forgetting the other main part of the show, which is she has to have on a guest, and immediately that guest has to go over the top complimenting her. Because if she's not being complimented, she's not into the guest. There was one guest, remember, that didn't do that as much. She was not into him. In fact, I think she barely named him. And again, I blocked that out. I've covered all that crap and immediately had to forget about it because I was like, I cannot take this stuff on. But yeah, that was a thing. She needed all of her guests to over the top compliment her. Oh, you're so good at this. You're so smart. This is such a good idea. No, it's all terrible ideas. Oh God, here we go. Ready? Nightmare fuel, nightmare fuel. Lubug Windsor posted this, and then all these people chimed in and made other similar posts. You know it's coming. So they're showing Meghan is a blonde. And I will say, as creepy as this is, people pointed out, and I'm pointing out, it softens her a little bit, like a little bit less scary. And I don't know. Yeah. I'll just leave that at that. Softens her a little bit. She can call it her Chelsea Davy era. I love that. Oh God. And then there was this one. They started making memes of her as Diana, which is really funny and also scary. I'm afraid, but there you go. It reminds me of the Olivia Newton-John Let's Get Physical outfit. All right. And then this one, again, it softens her a little bit. I will give you that. I mean, oh God. What's scary is not only do I expect that she'll do it, I expect that Harry will be super into it. I'm blinking Morse code for help because you know what I'm talking about. And gross. And then there's this one. They thought she would be blonder with more of a Game of Thrones vibe. Oh God. Oh no. I'm still waiting for this. Probably. Oh God. I do this when I want to kind of hide my eyes, but then it's a train wreck. I'm still looking at it. Oh no. Oh yeah, it's probably gonna oh God. And then some genius did this. I'm amazed she hasn't had this haircut yet. Yeah, same. Oh, that is frightening, isn't it? Oh my God. That scares me. Creepy. All right, let's talk this one. Fan of the Prince and Princess of Wales says, it's becoming increasingly clear. Okay, I'm going to say this is a big opinion of this person. I normally am on the same page with this one. This one might be a little far out there, but I thought it was an interesting point that we might want to discuss. So here you go. Allegedly, it's becoming increasingly clear that Prince William isn't letting those two own the narratives in the press. Him exposing them as liars in court was an epic warning shot. Do you think that that's what happened? Did I miss something? What are we talking about? Yeah, I don't doubt that they lied in court, but did he expose them? Let me know. The royal family have kept all the receipts. I'm also sure they secretly record. We have to say allegedly, right? Maybe, possibly, they wonder if they secretly recorded those two. And so when Meghan tried to do that, they showed her what they had on her. This is an interesting theory. It wouldn't shock me if every bit was under surveillance. That wouldn't shock me. It would not shock me if I found out she did try to them. try to I guess it's fine. I don't know, blackmail them. So nothing would surprise me on the Harkles end because we saw where they allegedly appeared to be wearing those microphones and stuff. I don't even know if it's alleged anymore. I think you can straight up see the mic wires, whatever. Because I'm just yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious if any of this went down. So you can let me know if you think that this is the case. They scrubbed so much stuff off the internet about her when she started dating Harold. William holds all the cards. He clearly works with MI5, MI6. He knows everything. Okay. Again, this gets a little bit tinfoil hat for my liking. I can't say that Prince William, God, I almost said the other one. Prince William, he's not concerned with Meghan, would be my guess. But I do believe, because again, in all the books I've read, they kind of alluded to the idea that perhaps all these things have been scrubbed off the internet of Meghan. Okay. So I want to think about that part of it. Let's say that that's the case and they scrub these things for Meghan. Well, so that's another example of how they help her out. And how does she repay them? By accusing them all of the Eastward. Sounds like they bent over backwards to help her out, and she accused them all of that terrible stuff. Awful, right? All right. I'm sure they have an entire room full of information on Megsy. I would think so too. I would think if you get anywhere near the royal family, they have a big old file on you. I would think they probably have a big old file on me, as I've got 2 letters from them. So it's fine. Hi. They do, it's just a picture of me petting Catherine's hair. I mean, it's not. Oh, goodness. If Dumb and Dumber release another edition of Spare or Megsy's book, the palace should release the Bull Report just as an appetizer. Oh, gosh. From your lips to God's ears. I hope so. I never want anything bad to happen to the people who went through it and had to deal with that crap, but omit the names and let it rip. Let's see what the accusations are and see how much they ring true and how many stories there are and how many people's stories match up. I always say where there's smoke, there's fire, that kind of thing. All right, let's talk this. I love the blind items. Crazy Days and Nights says to get people to work for them at very low salaries, the illiterate one and her lapdog offer stock options. Your company is worthless. So that's not much of incentive. Well, you have to take blind items with a grain of salt. I thought, well, it's not a public company, so I didn't think you could offer stock options. People kind of go into this in the comments and they say, yeah, you can. You don't, private companies can also have stock and stock options, but again, this is just kind of tinfoil hat for my liking. I don't know if they'd be offered stock options. What I do believe is that they would offer people, I wonder if it'd be like, hey, we're famous in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, this is them, Meghan, something like that. So if you come work for us or intern for us, you can put this on your resume, or sometimes you'll be seen in social media with us, that kind of thing. I feel like those are the things that she would offer rather than, again, these are just my opinions. I'm just guessing. I feel like those would be more likely things that she would offer or think that were currency versus actually paying a decent wage. And I do want to point out that if this is the case and if they aren't paying people or they aren't paying them much, think of the irony here. Because we've all heard the allegations that Meghan had said we should be getting paid for this with the royal family. So I just want you to think about that. She's bitching and moaning about that allegedly, which I believe that is the case because I've heard that from several sources. I believe it, but we still have to say allegedly, said something along those lines. Your whole life was paid for. How do you not see that? You're still using those titles. That's a form of payment. What are you talking about? Your wedding was paid for. I don't believe you and Harold ever paid that back. So what are we talking about there? You want to go down this road? You want to clarify for us, Meghan, because what you're saying doesn't make any sense. But the idea that is, if that is the case, that if she said we should be getting paid for this and then are not paying people at all or very much, you just can't make this stuff up. All right. Just gets funnier and funnier every day with those two grifters. I know. It does, doesn't it? Anyway, all right. I'm going to leave this here. This is where I want you to chime in the comments and let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about all of it. I don't know. I'm into all this. I thought this was a lot of fun. There were a lot of good topics there. You can tell me if you think she'll go blonde. What'll be on the next season of As Ever. I keep doing that. It's not As Ever. It's With Love, Meghan. And I've told you before, one of my favorite podcasts to listen to, the girl is so funny that hosts it. It's called Bitch Bible, and her podcast tour, she named it With Hate Jackie, and I think that's really funny. So, all right, I'm leaving this here. Let me know your thoughts on all of this. I can't wait to read your comments. Hope you guys are having a really good day and good start to the week. I'm Jolly Green Giant. It kind of worked. It kind of didn't. But thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. Now, I have to put in a plug for my second channel. Again, if you want to find out about weight loss, if you want to find out what I did, how I did it, I'm going to sound like one of these youths, even though I am not a youth. I believe the kids are calling it a glow up. So I'm telling you how to get your glow up, how to find yourself again. I've got tons of topics that I'm excited to talk about you all with. And I'm looking into ways to break it out into sessions where we can have conversations about it and all that. So big stuff happening over at Goose Adventure. So follow me over there, Goose Adventure. And if you go right here on my YouTube to my main page here at RHR Jen, there is an icon that says Goose Adventure. You can click right on and take you right over. So, and then same on that page, icon to here takes you right back. So not hard to find me. Make sure you're subscribed. And again, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I cannot wait to bring you more stuff like this. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. My chair is very squeaky. That's my chair. I need to put oil on it or something. Oil can. Okay, I'm leaving this here. Bye. Okay, they're gone. Hi. So I just did one of these recently where I said, hi, Gigi, because this is Gigi's favorite part. And Gigi just watched it and she's like, oh, you said hi to me. So again, I say, hi, Gigi. How are you? How are things? I don't know. What's up with you guys? How are things? So at the time, I'm recording this very early in the morning. It's actually 2:30 in the morning. This is me at 2:30 in the morning. I don't know why. I just couldn't sleep. So I was like, oh, I'll record. So I'm recording this at 2:30 in the morning. And at the time of this recording, she has not done anything on her social media. That's weird, right? She just keeps posting these as ever things, but she hasn't posted on her personal social media. And I find that very odd because before she was posting constantly. But the last one was from 4th of July. So people are speculating and wondering if she's had some sort of work done because sometimes she goes quiet and then comes back different. So we'll see on that. What if she comes back with blonde hair? Wouldn't that be funny? Oh my God. Anyway, what's new with you guys? How are things? I hope you're well. I really am enjoying that Goose Adventures. I mean, it's a new channel, so I wanted to immediately take off and I forget how much work it is and it doesn't work like that. So it's slow, but it helps me, all you guys commenting and thumbs upping and recommending it and posting it and all that stuff. So if you or anyone you love struggles with weight loss or, food addiction or what the heck do you eat? How do you lose weight? That kind of stuff. I'm trying to help with that, but also topics like, changes. How do you improve yourself? How do you overcome things? Dedication, things like that. So a lot of hopefully helpful topics, and I'm open for feedback and suggestions if there's a topic you want to see I'm thinking I wanna do one about, like, and I know diet's a bad word. It's not that. It's more of like, what does Catherine eat? What does yeah, Catherine, what I just wanna know because I find her so I think she's so beautiful and lean and, um, I'm just curious. And, like, Pippa, I wonder, they're sporty girls and they're gorgeous, and I just wonder about again, diets is a bad word now apparently, but, what diets they keep and, I wanna look into different stuff like that. I keep thinking I've never tried intermittent fasting, but I thought about trying it because I just keep hearing more and more good things about it. So, I don't know, I might try that for a week and just see how it goes, see if anything changes, see if it improves anything. So, anyway, I'm gonna leave this here. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have the best day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. It's 2:30 in the morning. I can't believe I'm recording at 2:30 in the morning. This is me at 2:30 in the morning. Hi. I think I look okay. I can mostly hide it, but if you look closely at my eyes, you can see. And my voice starts to give me away because I start to slip into this. Anyway, but I was just awake. So I was like, oh, go ahead and record. Why not? All right. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye.